We're outfitters.
Outfitters.
That's what we do.
Yeah?
Yep.
No doubt. But what they do
What they do
is a call
is a call
to action. We're able to wear our camo
because they were there.
We love what we do.
What we do,
But we honor
what they do. We're Deer Thugs.
Deer Thugs.
Deer Thugs. Today's
Hunters united for good.
we're Deer Thugs.
Deer Thugs.
Deer Thugs.
Are you?
Are you? Are you?
Mossy Oaks Deer Thugs is brought to you by Walmart. Be sure to look for your Deer Thug gear. Every sale supports the Outdoor Recreation Heritage Fund. Be a hero. Thank a hero.
Section 1, question 1.
What makes the Midwest so good for whitetails?
It's quite simple, and I can sum it up with 3 reasons.
Fred Law, Union Springs, Alabama.
For one, they have an abundant food source. Corn, soybeans, milo, alfalfa, winter wheat. It's a deer smorgasbord, anything a deer could want. Secondly, for the most part, the Midwest is mostly rural, and they have short hunting seasons, which translates over into low-pressure hunting. Lastly, they have low bag limits, so more bucks are able to reach maturity and their full potential. I had an opening out at Justin Eakins' place, Canadian River Hilton, and we fitted it in, and everything worked out good. We got out there, and
Hey, Justin.
What do you know, Fred Law? Good to see you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Had a good flight in, everything's well.
Good. I'm glad you finally made down here to Oklahoma to hunt with us. I'm
Man,
looking forward to it.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it, proud to be here.
Got a lot of good bucks coming in right now, so get the wind right on some of these stands. We'll move in there and see what we can do with them.
All right, that sounds good. I want to shoot my bow anyway.
All
Good
right.
deal.
Yeah, let's get your bags in here.
All right, thank you, buddy. Get out there, and Justin greets us, and we shoot our bows. And we're ready to go hunting. He gets us set up a first morning out, and we're at Canadian River Hilton with Justin here in Oklahoma. First morning to the stand. He's got us set up here in a nice little bottom. Cam tracker pictures show some nice deer coming in here. There's a couple of real good shooters. Hopefully it'll happen this morning, but if not, Justin's got a bunch of good setups. Feels good out here, just happy to be in the tree. We had some movement early. I saw a buck, and then the movement slowed down, and that's kind of how the first morning went, but it's a great day to be out in the woods.
Mossy Oaks Deer Thugs is brought to you by Ram Truck Brand, Quaker Boy, Weaver Optics, Precision Shooting Equipment, Mossberg, Mossy Oak Native Nurseries, and by Mossy Oak Brand Camo.
Section 1, question 1.
What makes the Midwest so good for whitetails?
Definitely the Midwest is probably the premier place to hunt in the country.
Charlie O'Brien, the Catch-22 Ranch.
I think the biggest and the best genetic-wise as far as horns and stuff like that is in the Midwest. You're talking about Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, and you start working your way up. You know, Ohio, Kentucky now is starting to be like that. So, you know, definitely the Midwest to me is actually my favorite place to hunt, and it's just actually because of the species that's there, the subspecies or however you want to say it, is always the best in the Midwest, has been for a long time. So that's my answer, that's what I'm sticking to.
I've had to set up a ground blind. I got a buck pattern pretty good. Got lots of pictures since we put it up. I wanted it to be up early. I wanted the deer to be used to it. And I'm hoping to get in there early on this hunt and get that buck.
Here comes the deer right there. Here that wood comes out of that bed. Yeah, that's that smaller buck that's been running with that big buck. I've got a bunch of pictures of him too.
That smaller buck, he kind of kept traveling through there and milling around and grazing there in the winter grass.
He keeps looking his way, but he's looking past us.
Then here come that big buck.
Yeah, it is. That's that big buck. Here he comes.
Call Thug with Ernie Calandrelli.
Ernie, should grunt calls always be used soft and low, or is it okay to get loud with them?
Oh, it's absolutely okay to get loud with them. I mean, certain situations, of course, you need to be soft and low, you know, depending on what's going on. Again, we always come back to the weather conditions. Is it clear and crisp and cold in the morning or the evening with no wind, or is there wind going on? Can you see the deer or can you not see the deer? If you're blind calling, of course, you always want to be a little bit louder, a little bit more aggressive. If I'm calling to a buck that I can see, I'm going to back that calling off, and you got to take his temperature. You got to check his reaction, see how he's reacting to the call. If he's coming to that call, I'm going to keep backing off of that call. You got his attention. You know where he's coming to you. And of course, again, you don't want to get spotted, so I'm going to back that calling off, knock it down low. If I'm not seeing a deer, I'm going to get as loud as I have to be to hopefully, you know, get that buck to hear me calling.
You know, I totally agree with that. In western Oklahoma, where I live, the wind's always a factor. So a lot of times we have to get a little more aggressive with our calls and louder to get it to carry in that wind.
I can totally understand that one.
Call Thug is brought to you by Deer Thug Calls, powered by Quaker Boy.
Coming just like that other buck.
Man, he come right up in front of the blind, just almost staring us down at 9 yards. I thought, man, there's no way we're gonna get this pulled off. The other deer guy's attention, he turned around, straight away from me. I knew that was my opportunity. I put tension on my string. I thought, first movement, I'm gonna start to draw. He gave me a perfect broadside shot and everything fell together. There's nothing like hunting on your home turf and everything coming together.
Yes. I think I hit him good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's always great when a plan comes together. I've seen trail camera pictures. I'm ready to see them up close and personal. Ha! Right there. Sweet. Woo! Looking like a western Oklahoma whitetail. Man, oh man. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. Couldn't ask for anything better. Plan coming together. We're gonna head back to camp, see how Fred did this morning, and get us some breakfast. Show him off.
All right, section 1, question 1.
What makes the Midwest so good for whitetails?
Midwest, killer for whitetails.
Kevin Burleson, heart of Texas bow hunting.
Gosh, natural genetics. The deer have to be bigger, stronger, hardier because of the cold winters up there, but the biggest thing that not only the Midwest, but everybody in general has going for it is the fact that economically, people know what deer are worth now. So the farmers and ranchers and leasers and whatnot know that the bigger deer they raise, the better profits they get off of it. So naturally, everybody is so management minded. Everybody's trying to exceed when it comes to deer size and quality these days. So with all the information we have out there, everybody is leaning towards the the better management practices for the herds, and it's just easier in the Midwest because they've got it all, the genetics, the food source, and now the management. So I really think that's where the Midwest excels.
Mossy Oaks Deer Thugs is brought to you by Lethal, Sheffield Financial, Ozonics, Charlie O Products. Come here, dear. Schwacker Broadheads. And by Mossy Oak Brand Camo.
Section 1, question 1.
What makes the Midwest so good for whitetails?
Now that's a loaded question. That makes it sound like the deer hunting out in the Midwest is better than it is in other parts of the country, say like the Southeast United States, which is where I'm from.
Jimmy Riley, Giles Island.
Let me explain the difference between hunting out in the Midwest and say the Southeast United States. Down here in the Southeast, you got a whole lot of timberland, and it allows you to have a lot more deer because deer got to have cover to survive. And out in the Midwest, they have a lot of prairie, a lot of pasture, a lot of farmland. And when the deer move good, you're pretty much going to see everything that's there. Down here in the Southeast, you could be hunting on a good day and deer could be moving 200 yards from you and you never even see them. So I don't know if the Midwest is any better hunting. Maybe the quality of the hunt's a little better, but there's not any bigger deer out in the Midwest than it is down here. You ought to see some of the bucks that's come out of the state of Mississippi in the past few years, and particularly off of Giles Island.
Deer's been a little slow the last couple of days. We pulled a bunch of cameras, and the card showed the movement had really tapered down. But this front pushing through, it should really get them kicked up and moving. We done rode out a couple of days and not a lot of action. It's only gonna get better. Justin had a great spot. We got out, got set up. He had us on a hedgerow or a windbreak, if you will, a tree rows, and it was windy as rip in there. A lot of movement. Here comes a doe. Got a doe coming. We had an opportunity to harvest a doe late, decided to go ahead and take a doe out. Meh, meh. Got us a doe. Justin said take a doe out if we had a chance. We stuck her and she went off in a thicket, made a recovery with Rio. Stick brush around here, so we brought Rio out here and we got a nice blood trail. We fix to see if we can't recover the doe.
Yeah, after dark, I tell you what, that blood's hard to see. These dogs, they can smell a lot better than we see. It'll make it a lot easier. We'll see what we can do.
All right, good deal.
Right here he is.
Good job, Rio. Man, we went through some thick stuff. Man, nice doe. I sure appreciate it,
Fred,
bro.
thanks for helping out with some management around here.
Yes, sir. But I'm really excited about in the morning setup.
Well, we've had our fingers crossed open for that north wind. It's supposed to be here when we get up in the morning. Let's take her back to camp. I'm anxious to get up and hope we got the wind we want. We're gonna go after that big buck.
Well, that sounds good. I'll get the doe. The truck's just right there. I can see the lights, and she come out of that thicket. It's gonna make getting her out of here easier.
Come on, Rio.
Mossy Oaks Deer Thugs is brought to you by Walmart.
Most bow hunters can locate good fresh deer sign to hunt over. That's only half the battle. You also have to have good cover, and especially background cover. So use that next time you go to place your deer stand. Once you've located a lot of deer sign and you decided to hunt a certain area, take a few minutes to look around and find a good ambush point. This is an area that's going to allow you maximum concealment. If you're going to use a tree stand, look for a tree that has good cover. Step back a little bit and look back up at that tree and see if it's got a lot of background cover. If the best cover is only 10 or 12 feet high, then that's where you need to put your stand. Don't go up above there, because the deer might silhouette you up in the skyline. If you find a spot that's got a lot of limbs hanging off, then that's going to be a good spot to hang your stand. It doesn't matter how high it is. Wherever the maximum amount of cover is, that's where you need to be hunting from. When you're dealing with whitetails, you can't be too careful. Choose your stand location according to where the most cover is.
Save money, live better. Walmart.
Down to the last swing of the bat here at Canadian River Hilton. Hunted this setup this morning. Even though the buck we're hunting didn't show this morning, he had been here morning and evening the last 2 days prior. The trail camera said it's usually coming through about 6 o'clock. I sure hope he comes through today.
We sat there, we hunted, enjoyable afternoon. It was breezy, still a little bit cold. Time of the day came, I'm looking at my watch, looking for the deer. Where's he at? He's supposed to be here.
Oh, buck's definitely running late. Not saying he's not going to come. It's gotten pretty noisy in here though. The cows have made it through. Got cows under us. We got about another 20 minutes at best. Maybe he'll show.
You start getting that feeling like, did a coyote bump him? Did he see us coming in? Does he know we're on to him? And all of a sudden, up on the ridge, here they come.
Here they come. Here comes a buck. Here comes a buck.
Section 2.
Question 2.
What percentage of mature bucks are taken during the opening week?
65.
5.
10%.
50%.
10%.
Section 1, question 1.
What makes the Midwest so good for whitetails?
You know, the Midwest has got some great whitetails, but you know, I don't care if you're hunting in the Midwest, the South, where you're hunting, there's 3 things that you gotta have to have good whitetails.
Justin Eakins, Canadian River Hilton.
Genetics, you know, whether you've got hunting dogs, horses, whitetails, whatever it is, to get the best there is out there, you gotta have some of the best genetics. You gotta have nutrition, food source is a big plus, and age. You gotta have those 3 things. And the Midwest has got all those things. They've got a strain of whitetail with great genetics, all the grain crops and soybeans and corn, and through that time when they're developing their horns, they've just got such a great nutrition and food supply. And you know, if they can let those bucks get a little bit of age on them, they're gonna have great bucks. And if you don't have all 3 of those things, it's harder to get to where you wanna get.
He comes straight in, looking, where's the big one? Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? Trying to be still.
That's a smaller buck right there.
And all of a sudden, I'll look right there. I'm talking about, he's there. He knows the stand's there. He knows we're in the stand because he's looking right up at us.
Here's a big one, here's a big one. He's coming right here left. He's coming off the top to the left here.
That's when your camouflage really pays off. Just froze in the instant. Bow's right there, ready, everything, but you can't move.
It's the deer we after too. Here he comes.
Started to ease on out. He was headed to that winter wheat field.
Got him. Got him.
We got us a Canadian River buck. Couldn't be more happier.
Look at that. Look at that buck. Got the stickers, both sides matching. Beautiful deer. I couldn't be more happier to take a deer like this. I mean, just gorgeous, gorgeous deer. I want to get him out from in here and get back to the lodge and show him to Justin, and I know he's gonna be happy. Oh, what a buck.
THUG with Blake Shelby.
Hey Blake, do you do anything different to your bow, like in a real extreme cold weather?
No, mechanically the bow's still gonna work the same. What you gotta worry about is you. You know, when it gets really cold, plus you get a lot of clothes on, your muscles are stiff, you really have to be careful to make sure you can still draw the bow, especially from a tree stand. When it gets cold, a lot of times it'd be better to drop 10 pounds in draw weight so that you can still draw easily, hold that shot, and make a good shot even under harsh conditions.
Another thing, you know, we talked about is just doing little isometric stuff in your stand when it's real cold, just to keep your muscles kind of loose. Kind of helps a bunch, doesn't it?
Exactly. If you can draw the bow to get warmed up, that's good. But a lot of times that, you know, people want to warm up from there, and you can just tense your muscles up, you know, and pull back, go through the motions. That really helps.
It's definitely very important when you're in that cold conditions.
Right.
THUG is brought to you by PSE, Experience Performance.